Jesus showed that wanting to have that first position is the wrong attitude to have. But what do you have at the Watchtower? They've self-declared instead of waiting till Jesus comes to determine who has been faithful and discreet. And so therefore they've exalted themselves. Jesus says you have to be humiliated. Partaking of the bread and wine is just a matter of remembering Jesus. Has no indication you're going to heaven. But Jesus foretold said ones will come and say, I am anointed. And they've used the meal to do that. The Watchtower further kept the us and them mentality when they talk about the little flock and the other sheep. They always do this assuming, which the Bible warns us about at John 21:20-23, when the disciples assumed something about Jesus and it was not true. They got this little flock. Jesus says, I'm going to give you the kingdom, and then the other sheep. And they're making statements to the effect that the little flock receives the kingdom in the heavens, other sheep on the earth. The kingdom has two parts, new heavens, new earth. You could be in either one of them and be in the kingdom. But they've assumed, as they always do, that the little flock, you're going to be kings and priests, and the other sheep, well, you other guys, see, us and them, y'all going to be here on this earth. It's not what Jesus said. He never addressed the destiny of the other sheep. He just said he got other sheep, which he's going to gather, and they're going to be one flock. Notice that, one flock. And in reality, as you look at what Jesus did, his words and what happened, was that at that time he was focused on what was the lost sheep of Israel. That was the little flock he was gathering at that time. And it was a little flock because not many of the Jews were putting faith in Jesus. But there was a little flock that was. But later on he would gather other sheep. He gave Peter the keys of the kingdom, Samaritans, then the Gentiles. And they all come in and are one flock. Out of that one flock, yes, they're taking first fruits that go to God, but they all, while on earth, they continue as one flock. They work together and have love for one another. They don't have class distinctions. Who goes to heaven, who doesn't, God makes that decision, and whoever goes, they go. We don't worry about that. But we treat each other as brothers and sisters. We don't have no class distinctions. The Watchtower further continues this us and them mentality when they talk about the brothers of Christ. Matthew 25:31-46. There they're saying, oh, we're the brothers. There they go again. We're the brothers. We're it. We're the, they put this, sitting in that first seat again. Sitting in that first seat again. And y'all need to be where we need you to be if you're going to get favor from Jesus. It's like they're telling everybody, we're on the ends with Jesus. If y'all want some good word, if y'all want some good results, y'all got to do good to us. And yet in Matthew 25, these brothers, when they get in need, you're supposed to be there. Well, what need do they have? They got all the money. They don't have a need. They can get clothes, whatever they need. Lawyers, they get the best. Who did Jesus say his brothers are? Mark 3:35. Those who do the will of God. Those are his brothers and sisters. That's who Jesus said. So when you take that and you go back to Matthew 25, you remember Jesus already identified who his brothers are. That's anybody that's doing his will. When they're in need, are you there? Now the whole thing changes. The Watchtower has always kept this us and them mentality by these type of teachings. And they've done just what 1 Corinthians 4:6 says. They've gone beyond what is written. That's what brings on the arrogance. It's an us and them that they continue to maintain instead of maintaining humility and having one flock.